Hello, in this Java programming video, we are going to take a look at inheritance. And it's literally in the name, it inherits from something. So you might hear terms like, father child, grandfather for father child in classes as well when you look at different tutorials. And it's very similar to that. The way you inherit genes from your parents and they inherit genes from their parents and so forth, we can do a similar sort of inheritance. It's not just a bit of a luck game with the gene pool, with the inheritance in programming. We can specifically, specify what we want to, inherit. So I'm going to create another class. It could be in another file, and you could do part of a package and import it the way we've done. That's fine. I'll keep it simple. I'll put it here. I'm going to put class, and I'm going to call this, I don't know. So we got enemy class here. And I'm going to call this character, like so. And in here, what I'm actually going to do is move these over here. I'll make this public. I'll get rid of the getters and the setters. I'm going to actually move these here as well. Enemy, so that'll stay part of here. And the reduce health, that's a pretty generic method, so we'll put that right here. Okay, so this is giving an error, and that's because we haven't inherited from our character class yet. So at the end of the enemy class line, just put extends, then the name of the class, so character in this case. And you can see all errors have disappeared. So what does this mean? This means anything that's part of the character class, any of the methods, any variables, will be accessible from the enemy class as well. You might be thinking, okay, what's the benefit of even doing that? Like, haven't we sort of added more code with this and that? It's just, maybe it's all over the place. The reason is, if you look at it, lives, health, reduce health, they're pretty generic properties for, let's just say, some sort of character. So we have enemy. Maybe we have, let's say, create another class, public class, super enemy, extends, character, and needs to be defined in its own file. Let me quickly do that then. So class super enemy, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so it's already created a class for me, which is pretty darn awesome. So in there, we'll do extends character. What's it saying? There we go. So we don't need to do an import because it's all part of the same package anyway. So it's all good. And so this is extended character as well. And maybe we have a constructor for this class. So I'll do public super enemy. And let's say if I do extends, not extends, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing here. Maybe by default we set its health. So if I do this dot, you don't need to use this keyword, but I'm just going to show you you can use it and you can see exactly what the property is. We haven't added a health, we haven't added a live variable or a reduce health method. We haven't added any of that, but it's able to access it because it's inherited it from the character. So this dot health, maybe because it's a super enemy, the health is 1000 by default. So we have differences, and this is just a very simple example. So you could have a variety of methods, variety of properties that are unique to each class, but there's generic stuff. So the character class could be used to, used from, let's say, another class for player, and they could inherit from it because the player could have lives, a player could have health, they could have a reduced health method, and any other generic properties as well. So that's the sort of the main part of inheritance. You have a class like so, and you have the rest of them will just be public classes. you inherit from. You can call this like the father class, the super class, or use the keyword extends, and it gets all of its properties. So if we go to Sonar Systems Java, and that's because we removed the get health and set health methods. Whereas if we just do health now, and I run it, it says 100. So let's just import sonar.superenemy. Let's create a super enemy. So for the super enemy, I'll call it SA equals new super enemy. The constructor does not take any parameters. By default, it will set the health to 1000. So for the system.out.println, I'll do se.health. Again, if we go back to our super enemy, we never created a health variable here. In the enemy, we never created a health variable or a reduced health method, but we can access all of it. And that's the beauty of inheritance. That's it, really. Feel free to experiment, add methods, add variables, see what you can do with it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I look forward to seeing you in the next awesome video.